Hello and welcome to my Sunday front. I today have I have some sea chili with ramen noodles, and I have some crackers, and I have some Skyline chili hot sauce, and I have a mandarin orange splash drink. It's an electrolyte drink, and that's about it. I just want to do this little mukbang and get caught up with like pop culture news and just random things that I wanted to talk about. So the first thing I think that let me put some hot sauce on this before I get started. And so the first thing I wanted to talk about was I saw this list. I mean, it had gotten shared. It was like mass shared, and it was like a bunch of places where women said that they didn't want to be taken on the first date, and everybody, after that Cheesecake Factory thing, everybody was not too thrilled about it. And well, of course, like I'm a girl, so I'm gonna have an opinion about it. And mostly it's like food chains. So like it's like the big ones like Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chipotle. Oh, the movies is number 6, Your House. Fast food chains, wings places, like the top ones, I think Olive Garden, all that. Those are like family oriented places. They're like really quiet places where you can sit down and enjoy. You can enjoy the company of your date. I love going to the movies. That person's house, that's like, to me, that's like kind of like it's the opposite of a red flag. It's like saying to me, like, I trust you. I trust you at my house. So like if you guys are feeling each other the same way, like, you know, that's a good sign for me. I feel like if you're that comfortable with me that you want to, you know, take me anywhere, really, like we're getting somewhere. You know, fast food. You know me, I'm eating ramen right now. I love fast food. Wings and Red Lobster, like, I love wings. Like, I don't know, I think if I was taken to go eat wings, that would make me so excited. And as far as Red Lobster is concerned, if you took me to Red Lobster, I'd post it online. I'm not like, I'd probably post it online. A buffet, breakfast places, a buffet, like anywhere like you can eat a lot, like I'm down. If you don't mind me scarfing down some food, I am down. The gym in church. Wow, the gym in church. Let's say I wouldn't mind at all. The gyms, like I get curious because I have my own goals. So like I get curious and I might get competitive, but like to do something recreational like that, that's really like you put effort into it. Starbucks coffee dates, ice cream dates. this is cute, this is quiche, this is on point with me. Like, family functions and movie night, like Netflix and chill. Family functions and movie night, you know, like I said, I love movies, and family functions, movie night, that's like, that's fun. That sounds like fun. Like, movie night, you get to just hang out and just be yourself, you know, and like, you want to be your best self, you know, be more comfortable, be more like able to express yourself in the most, you know, natural way. I think would be, that's pretty good. It says somewhere that requires a long drive. Oh my gosh, like the Renaissance Festival, like that's fine. The beach, like, I don't know what requires a long drive. Maybe shopping, or maybe like a landmark or something, you know, maybe something like that. Like, that sounds like really interesting. Bowling and nightclubs. That's cool. That's real cool. Like, the setting would be like, well, like you could dress nice, and nobody would judge you because everybody's dressed, you know, differently. A hookah bar, a bar just for drinks. Well, a hookah bar and a bar just for drinks, I think, let's say, I never had a bad experience, so I couldn't tell you that I would be against it. So, I mean, that's somewhere I would go, right? So, Waffle House. Are you kidding me? Why would this be on here? This is like, wow, did Sam Hine write this? I'm thinking that this is like blasphemy. Who would take down Waffle House? Okay, sports events. Like, why would you put that there? Mom and pop restaurants, they have the most, like, best recipes. Like, no. Food trucks, they have original recipes. Like, no. You're doing life wrong, honey. Like, I don't know who raised you. But, like, I guess, like, if you wanted to flex your feminism in front of your friends, maybe that's more on point. So I have a bunch of topics that I wanted to cover. I guess I'll get to those. The first one, I wrote topics I hate, but the first one I picked was Oprah. And Oprah, like, I don't like talking about it, because, like, I feel like she's been idolized, and, you know, she's been an icon in the community for a long time, and they have a list of reasons why, which are all money backed. In the cancel culture that happened, I don't know why y'all missed her. She's a Hollywood CEO, in my opinion. The next person was Keith Lee. He was doing food tours, you know, and tasting, like, all these different restaurants. And then he got to Atlanta, and for some reason it didn't go the way he planned, and he ended up getting threatened, and he felt like he needed to leave. Things got so out of hand, especially online. You know how things can get online. You mix that culture up, you know, with people who shouldn't be online, you know, like Cardi B, you know. And then comes, you know, backlash, and people just regurgitating what somebody else says that doesn't know anything about our community, doesn't care about our community or our culture. They don't care about Atlanta because they're transplants, you know, or what have you, you know. It's just like a means for them to piggyback on somebody else and, you know, try to stay relevant, I guess. And Keith Lee, he's just coming up and he's been doing things for the community. And I think that it was bad timing for him because, like, there's so many people that are still struggling, and there's so many people right now that are struggling. Like, they will entertain themselves with the most petty, most low-class things right now. He wrapped it up and he said what he said, but I can tell, like, there's stuff behind that, you know, how he feels about our community. It's also his community too, you know. He has a right to voice his contempt with whoever he wants, and that's how he felt at the time. And you know, I don't blame him, because if somebody came at me like that, I wouldn't be happy. And the restaurant business, you know, they all had a meeting, and, you know, and everybody is trying to make them more aware that maybe everybody should be considered fancy and treated, you know, with more respect. They should have like a major food chain atmosphere, you know, not an IG atmosphere where everything's very aesthetic and cozy. They want more kind of cookie cutter, kind of like go in, write my name down, give me my food, like, you know. But really, actually, guys, this is like, you want DoorDash. And I'm thinking maybe they just got somebody knew he was coming, and they just got all, you know, bamboozled. That's what I'm thinking, because what perfect timing, you know, that it happened. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure you guys heard Tristan, Jaden, and Blueface. They're having like this polyamory thing that resulted in a pregnancy. But Tristan, she got pregnant with Blueface, and Blueface had married Jaden, I believe. So he's already on to wife number 2. Tristan and James Wright Chanel was invited to a concert. Excuse me. Like all these, you know, toxic people online, they're so dedicated, you know, to just projecting the worst things. So James Wright Chanel, they call him the Patty, you know, the Patty LaBelle pie. They call him the Patty Pie boy. And he does like food, and he does like shows like that. But I heard he can sing. But Tamar Braxton invited both of them to her concert, and just to make an appearance, like something cute. And Tristan allegedly assaulted him. That it resulted in brain injuries. She knocked teeth out and caused facial, you know, aesthetic wounds. So he filed charges, and he claims there's a lawsuit pending. But everybody sides with Tristan that she's pregnant right now. There's some things that, you know, you just gotta go beyond that because a little baby in your belly tells you, don't fight a man. A little baby in your belly tells you if a man wants to fight you, you get help for the baby, you know? There's some things that, what is it called? What's that word called? Oh, it's called common sense. You know, and everybody wants to bring up that James Wright Chanel is a gay man, that he's a feminine, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters when you were basically, it looks like he was knocked out. Tasha K is getting sued by Will Smith and R. Kelly and Cardi B, and even a guy that sexually harassed her, he ended up, somebody jumped on him to protect her during her interview, and this happened 2 more times, and it was weird because at the time, like, she was giving interviews, and it kept coming up that they wanted to sue her, but they were the ones who were instigating things. That's why I say maybe they think she's Santa Claus. Keke Palmer and Darius Jackson recently broke up, but they broke up on the worst terms. It was surrounding domestic violence. Keke Palmer alleges that Darius Jackson attacked her. Darius Jackson alleges that Keke Palmer attacked him, and he has physical, evidence to show wounds caused by her, allegedly. And Keke has surveillance, which is like a time-lapse surveillance, so it doesn't show video and audio. So it just shows like Darius taking a phone from her and her falling over the couch, protecting her phone. This was done while a child was present. This is very harmful to children. This being flaunted on the line is harmful to that child. This continuing to be weaponized on social media. Like I said, it's very toxic. When you grow up, you're gonna remember all these things because it's gonna feel like, nobody really cared, and I think she wanted to remind us of the incident where she was wearing like a see-through dress and got on stage with Usher and twirled around for him, where she had like bared her bottom, because like that was exposed, like, and that was why it was a nude dress. But she then went on because he said something. He commented on social media, so she went then on to not only break up with him, she went on to make a video with Usher, and she was dressed like a gangster. But I feel like maybe she was being exposed for emasculation because of that. And I don't know what's worse, doing the music video with Usher, which continues to project like a nefarious woman, or the whole point that she was trying to make, that he was actually controlling her going back, disproved that, and if he is controlling her, she's taken action against, keeping her her name respectable. Like, how are we to go back and ask her when she's continuously flip-flopping on the issues surrounding, women's oppression? I can't tell you that I trust that, From a professional perspective, I think that Darius Jackson recorded Keke Palmer's mom outing Usher claiming that he was too gay to want Kiki. And Darius was making things up in his head. You know, like that happens a lot when you try to control and gaslight people. And her stepping in for Kiki at the time was telling enough that, you know, that she wants, you know, to manipulate Darius, probably for money, I'm thinking, because both of them are involved in Hollywood, all three of them. But yeah, she did manage to somehow allegedly involve violence against Darius Jackson, even threatening him with you know, further harm, you know, basically, you know, she just threatened him to cause, you know, severe physical harm to the point where he would no longer be alive. So to me, this whole family situation that they have, including his side of the family, is very bad, you know, and she's up for Soul Train's host right now. So I think that really we don't need to be having these type of families on TV anymore. We really need to watch what our kids are being exposed to. And I talk about this all the time on social media, on TV, in the magazines. We don't need to glamorize things like this. This whole entire family, down to her nephews, down to Kiki's cousins, down to Darius's brothers, like, why do you want to watch this go on, you know, and there's a baby involved? We don't need to continue these cycles. We need to end them. So Joe Smith and Keisha Chavez. Joe Smith is an ex-baller. Keisha Chavez and him were married and recently broke up. Keisha was once a sex worker. Keisha was on OnlyFans, and when Joe Smith found out about it, she started filming him and accusing him of controlling her. He pressed that he was not controlling her and that he would rather talk about it, and she left. And she ended up on a video doing sexual massages to a Cameron. And I believe, I don't know if anybody brought up the fact that, you know, maybe Cameron's home wrecking, or maybe she's abandoning obligations, because how do you go from one point, you know, to the next so fast? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you know, I feel like maybe maybe she's, you know, better, you know, her family's better off without those type of toxic traits inside of their home. Because, you know, if somebody wants to do sex work and they're not telling their spouse and not telling the children in the home, that's not a good thing. I mean, just the fact that you're doing really bad things to affect your family's mental well-being, let alone leaving, let alone you know, ruining chances for reconciliation. If you do want that, how do you explain that to your family? Once again, another family, you know, a TV family. Oh, Joe Budden got into a nightclub brawl and he broke his arm, and he alleged he got sucker punched. And they continued to fight until, you know, the whole place was torn up. I don't know, a lot of people don't believe it. A lot of people say that it was a fair fight, but he did break his arm and busted up his finger, and he looks pretty down about it, you know. I think violence at a nightclub is real sad, because like I grew up going to nightclubs because I'm a dancer. So I don't know, you just go in there for a good time, and you know, one guy wants to sucker punch another guy. It's like, kill the vibe, you know? Why even leave the house if there's gonna be violence? Period. But you know, I'm glad that he exposed that type of culture, because we definitely need to end things like that, you know, just being normalized, you know. And you know, like a lot of people like those type of dramas because they get to use it for content, you know. But you know, a lot of people like watching things, like I said, for entertainment value. So my recent watches, I watched Moist Critical, Alvin Preach, Anton Daniels, Kevin Wesley, Joe Budden, Sauce Cast, Stephen A. Smith, and I got asked that, so I just wanted to tell you guys, because you know, I love answering your questions and stuff, and I love being here. And thank you for joining my mukbang today, and I hope you're all caught up. I just want to say one more thing about Israel and the Gaza area affected. The updates are pretty sketchy. They're also pretty much on the narrative that either IDF is running the show, or that Israel is a bad state, like they need to control themselves. And I think that that, let's see, Turkey and Jordan both are in contempt of Israel. They're, you know, they have spoken out against them, but also, you know, there's so many people involved in every single country, you know. It's not just IDF for Israel. Like, you know, Israel has very many powerful leaders that have been powerful enough to carry on peace. There's so many vantage points that, you know, you can draw your conclusions from, and you can't just draw it based on a race or what you perceive is the entire population to be. One country cannot just be bad. If that was true, you know, there would be sanctions, there would be continual battles, and there would be you know, there would be a lot of things imposed upon them that they wouldn't be able to come out home in. I think you can't just blame one guy. You gotta take into account all the things that we can do. We can't just say, dismiss this. We gotta use everything, all our resources. We have to come together, not divide. We have to, we can't divest right now. We have to gather all, you know, our composure, you know, and, you know, hold our frame. We have to completely, you know, we have to hold posture. We have to completely, you know, show the weight, you know, in pressure and full force of the good fight. But also, we need to take into account civilian life, and we need to take into account that the people do need aid. They do need hospital. They do need to continue to have hope for a normal life, and that is the bottom line, and that is a complete focus, and hopefully it is the point, you know, of doing all these deeds, you know. So I want you guys to all know that, you know, this is always going to be in my thoughts, you know, the peace. You know, I'll always be remembering the people, and I'll always, you know, have hope in my heart, because I do believe that the good will prevail. So with that said, thank you for joining my mukbang. This is my son de front, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye bye.